Significant part of a student athlete's identity. You know, they live and they breathe the game. So when any athlete experiences a career-ending injury or they graduate from school, they tend to struggle with their mental health, don't they, Nicole?
Oh, absolutely. So the big question is, what happens next? Like, what do they do? Who am I? Those are the questions that they have. So as part of our station-wide You're Not Alone campaign, I sat down with former Michigan State athletes and current counselors to see the mental health care outside of the court. Take a look.
I was very known for volleyball, and my whole world was volleyball.
Michigan State senior Leah Moore began her career on the court in middle school.
I started to play for my middle school, but then my friend, she was like, why don't you come out and play for like club volleyball? It's like AAU travel. And she took me to tryouts, and then like the coaches, they were like, she has to play here. I had a lot of natural talent, and then they added skill on top of that. And I was like, okay, like this is my thing.
It became her only thing, practicing every day.
All of my weekends were gone. I was playing volleyball. Like it was just a 24/7 volleyball.
Her skills caught the eyes of universities across the country, but she committed to MSU as an 8th grader.
Obviously, I had the 4 years to prepare, but the pressure was really high for me.
She tells me that the pressure to perform continued to increase once she officially became a Spartan athlete in 2020.
You can't just go into the game and just play. You have to, you know, study the other team's tendencies so that you can beat them, so you're not caught off guard by anything.
However, as Leah continued to work harder and harder, she was completely caught off guard by a heart complication.
I was working out and I started to notice that my heart was beating really fast, and like I couldn't breathe, I couldn't really catch my breath. I was starting to black out a little bit, and it was starting to happen more frequently.
After 2 surgeries and heart monitoring, Leah heard the devastating news that she could no longer play volleyball.
It kind of felt like my whole world came crashing down.
Although the team and coaches still surrounded and supported her, Leah tells me that she felt a shift in her mental health.
Felt like an outsider looking in. It was just a little distant. I didn't really open up much to people about like how I was feeling.
Associate directors of the Student Athlete Wellness Center say that these feelings of grief, loss, anxiety, and depression tend to follow a major life change.
Once they stop playing sports, a lot of mental health issues tend to happen because a lot of your identity and who you are gets wrapped up into your sport, and then you're left with an existential crisis of like, who am I without this sport in my life? And so a lot of people find themselves lost in so many ways, and then from there it can just have a huge impact on day-to-day functioning.
To help athletes find their way, the MSU Student Wellness Center keeps their doors open for current students and now alumni through their new State of Mind program. This initiative offers mental health assistance to all alumni student athletes and their families through a dedicated 24/7 call line, preferred access to select clinical programs, and a nationwide network of providers.
Start identifying other aspects of yourself that can bring you just as much success as sports can. Don't realize that we often have these other intangible skills because we're so programmed to believe that our physical attributes is what's most important. And so the sooner the better you get in, just you identify that, you know, you're pretty much setting yourself up for success beyond athletics.
And whether you're a collegiate athlete or a high school student athlete struggling with life after sports, Leah and the Spartan community will always be on your team.
My name is Leah Moore, retired MSU volleyball player, and I just want to let you know that you are not alone in your mental health struggles.
Aw, isn't she wonderful?
She is wonderful. That
Yes.
is amazing.
Yeah, and for Leah, she actually found joy in cooking after sports, after, of course, her career-ending injury. So she now hosts the Green Cuisine, a vegan cooking show, which we've had on Studio 10 a few times. So you can find the mental health resources for athletes and the MSU alumni mentioned in that story, as well as additional services, part of our whole You're Not Alone campaign, of course, on WILX.com.
And I think that's so amazing. Like you said, we've had her here on the show, but you don't know the story behind her. So I think that's so amazing. It's so wonderful to hear from her.
Definitely.
Love that. All right. Well, we are just